What's going on, everyone? Welcome to week 10. Can't believe we're in double digits already. Let's get into the games this week. And my picks. First, teams on bye. There's 4 teams on bye this week. 3 of them are trash. 1 of them needed the bye, and the Packers. The Browns, Packers, Raiders, and Seahawks. Thursday night football. The Ravens versus the Bengals. Ravens are going to win this game. The Bengals are starting to get back into form. Burrow had 5 touchdown passes last week. But the Ravens really put it back together. They're better overall. They're better defensively. And now, again, this is a division game on a Thursday night. So it can go crazy like they do sometimes. But I just think the Ravens have more than the Bengals on both sides of the ball to where they will be able to win. The Munich game, because apparently the NFL hates Germany, we gave them the Giants and the Panthers. I'm going to pick the Panthers here to win 2 games in a row, to go to Munich, München, and win a game. Both teams are not very good. Both teams are in the bottom of the barrel. But I think that the Panthers looked a little bit better last week, and I think that they could beat the Giants. Bears and the Patriots, probably a game no one wants to watch, not even Bears and Patriots fans. I think the Bears need to get back to winning, and I think the Patriots are a perfect team for them to do. Now, the Patriots defense is decent. We got 2 rookie quarterbacks going against each other in May and Williams, but it's in Chicago. That's good for 3 points, and I think this could end up being a 3-point game. So I picked the Bears. Bills and the Colts. The Bills look good. They're winning close games. They're winning blowouts. Josh Allen only has 1 interception on the entire season, and he's started every game. And the Colts do not look good, even with Joe Flacco. You can put Joe Flacco out there. You could put Anthony Richardson out there. I don't care. The Bills are simply the better football team, and they're playing really good football right now. Vikings and the Jaguars. The Vikings are going to win this football game. It is on the road, but I just think they're simply a better team. They got Jordan Addison more involved last week. They'll continue to do that. I don't think they get Hawkinson back at tight end this week, but they still have that Justin Jefferson guy, and they can run the football. Darnold just has to take care of the ball and no turnovers, and they will beat the Jaguars. The Falcons and the Saints in a division matchup. The Falcons are winning this game. The Saints are beat up. They lost Olave, and they're just not a good football team. And when they do play football, they're dirty. Ask the Chargers. But the Falcons are clicking on all cylinders. They're getting Bijan more involved, and that suits them well. So I do believe that the Falcons will win this football game. Chiefs and the Broncos. You guys know how I feel about both these teams as a Chargers fan, but the Broncos are frauds. Frauds. Bo Nix, fraud. Okay? The Chiefs are undefeated. They're the only undefeated team left. They always have a 12th man on the field, and the referees, obviously. And they have that Patrick Mahomes guy, who's pretty good and starting to put it together. The Chiefs are simply the better football team. It is in Arrowhead. They will win this football game. Eagles and the Cowboys. The Eagles are winning this game. The Cowboys are done. I said that during my Week 9 review video, for those of you that saw it. But I do believe that they are done. They should probably start tanking games to get a good draft pick that they'll ruin. But I believe the Eagles have put it back together. Hurts looks really good. They're getting Saquon involved, even when he's not jumping over people backwards, which is probably the coolest thing we've seen this season. Until the catch that was made by Devonta Smith, which is incredible. But I just think that the Eagles are simply more put together. They're going to beat their division rival in Dallas, and it's fun to watch Dallas fans cry on the internet sometimes. San Francisco and the Bucs. The Bucs are too hurt to win this game. I know San Francisco's hurt as well, but their offensive system can still get going a little bit more. Baker Mayfield, who I think has been great this year with and without his weapons, he still turns the ball over, right? He'll throw a pick. It'll probably be in a third or fourth quarter spot. And I just think the 49ers are simply better. There are Christian McCaffrey is back in the building. He's not playing this week. I believe San Francisco has 3 more weeks to get him back onto the roster, or he's out for the season. But it looks like that's going to happen. That's a motivating factor for them, and I think San Francisco is going to win this game. Steelers and the Commanders. I actually had a tough time picking this one. I picked this one because the Commanders were at home. The Steelers have really come around for me, and I know they were on bye last week, but that's good for them. They're getting healthy. Tomlin coming off a bye historically is very good. And but I just think Washington, man, there's something special about that team, right? They're leading their division. They're going to be a problem in the playoffs. Should they make it, which all projections say that they will. And I just think they're going to beat the Steelers by 3. By 3. This isn't going to be a blowout or anything like that. I would say 17-14, right? Russ looked really good for the Steelers. They made a good decision in turning to that. And not to say Justin Fields is done. I don't think he's done at all. But I just think that's the better choice right now for the Steelers and the way that their roster's constructed. But I think Jaden Daniels is having a Rookie of the Year campaign, and I think they're going to beat the Steelers. Chargers and the Titans. Of course I picked the Chargers. Obviously. The Titans are not a good football team. Mason Rudolph isn't leading anyone anywhere. They have been able to kind of start putting some stuff together, but then they get into the red zone, and they're not good in the red zone. The Chargers have the best defense in the league. They're ranked number 1 defensively in the NFL in terms of yards given up, and they will beat the Titans. Justin Herbert is putting it together. Quentin Johnston is starting to make plays, which is fantastic to see. J.K. Dobbins looks motivated. And I just believe that they are going to beat the Titans. The offensive line for the Titans is in for a rough day. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I think they're going to get after that quarterback and make it tough for the Titans to do anything offensively. Expect the Chargers to win this game. Jets and the Cardinals. I'm picking the Cardinals. Yes, the Jets won last week, but so did the Cardinals. And I simply think the Cardinals are a better football team right now. They're fighting for their lives in the division. The Jets are nowhere near the division lead because of the Bills. And the Cardinals, yes, the Cardinals are first place in the division, but it's close at the top, right? And the Cardinals have really, really shown me something, a little bit of grit. You know, I live out here in Arizona, so I watch a lot of the local media, listen to a lot of the sports talk radio, stuff like that. And they're starting to get a little excited. Sometimes they overdo it here where they get too excited and they get let down. But that's probably true for most local news radio stuff. But the Cardinals have looked good, and I just think they're going to put it to the Jets. It's at home here in Arizona, and I just think they're going to beat the Jets. Sunday Night Football, the Lions and the Texans. The Lions have the best offensive football. In my opinion, they have the best offensive football. I believe they lead the league in scoring. And the Texans cannot protect their quarterback. Their offensive line is not good right now. Everyone's saying, oh, C.J. Stroud is having a sophomore slump, and maybe he is, and that's okay, right? But there's other factors that go along with that. And he got beat up last week. He was hit a lot last week against a team that's not as good as the Lions. So just that alone would have me pick the Lions. Other than that, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, Goff. That offense is a lot to deal with. And I don't think the Texans have enough to deal with it. So yeah. I expect the Lions to win and win big. Last but not least, Monday Night Football, an interesting matchup in Los Angeles. The Dolphins and the Rams. The Dolphins looked better last week with Tua back, but the Rams are a gritty, tough football team. Kyren Williams is hard to stop. I don't know if Puka's playing this week. He didn't play last week, but they have Cup back, and I just think that they are going to have a little bit more. I expect this to be a competitive game, but I am going with the Rams. And that is it for our picks this week, guys. Let me know down in the comments who your teams are and how they're doing this year and what you expect from them going forward. We're halfway through the season, right? A little bit more than halfway through the season, actually. So we're almost to the playoffs, which is absolutely crazy. But I hope you guys have a great week of football. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a good one.